Welcome to my mini introduction to your sacred gifts. We're going to talk about what sacred gifts are, and then I'm going to tell you about the digital program I'm offering and the different ways you can access the program. Let's begin. The number one question I get asked all the time is, what is my purpose? How many of you know exactly, down to the last detail, what your life purpose is? How many of you have no clue? And how many of you thought you knew until you started doing it and then changed your mind? I'm so thrilled to be able to share with you an introduction to the sacred gifts. I'd like to take a moment first to tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm sharing this information. I am a AAA personality. I always felt like I knew exactly where I was going and how I was going to get there. Even if I fell down, no problem, I would pick myself up, give myself a little pep talk, and get on with it. Yes, sometimes the pep talks were longer and included a copious amount of cuss words, but I got up and I got going. Then I decided to close down a large business that I owned. I was bored, I hated it, I started to dislike everyone and everything about it, which was not me. I could not figure out what happened. Why all of a sudden, I hated going to work in the morning when for over 8 years I loved it. So it closed the doors and I moved into my home to teach and work with clients solo. Nope, still not happy. I was completely in charge of my time. I was putting great money in my jeans each day. Life should have been amazing. Nope. So then, on a recommendation from a friend, I reached out to Monique McDonald, who is the creator of this program. She recommended that I take the program and then we would have a talk. What the hell? I had nothing to lose and it was only a few $100s. At the very least, I thought I would have an interesting experience with this sacred gifts thing. Well, it blew my socks off. Once I completed the program, I was shocked and thrilled at the same time with my discoveries. The gifts I did have made perfect sense. The ones I didn't have was like a ton of bricks being lifted off my back. It also gave me the awareness of why at that point in time I was unhappy with owning the clinic. I was in the wrong vehicle. It also enlightened me as to why certain people were highly successful as therapists and others faltered no matter how hard they tried. I was able to look at my husband and go, that's why you're quite content to do this and it drives me nuts. I could see the gifts that my kids had and where they needed assistance, what gifts they didn't have, and how to assist them with being okay with that. It was amazing. So after I talked with Monique about my self-realizations, we hung up the phone and I sat there thinking, wow, I would love to share this with others. And as soon as I thought that, the phone rang and it was Monique asking if I'd be interested in training to be a guide. It was really a no-brainer. Combined with my gift of teaching and wise counsel, I was in. And this has led me to being here right now, talking to you through an introduction video. So thank you for being here and spending the time with me. Now, I know trying to find your purpose can be exhausting and frustrating. Would you agree? During the program, we look at the process of finding your purpose from a slightly different perspective than you may have looked at it before. You'll leave with hopefully a better understanding of the difference between finding your purpose versus feeling on purpose. And you'll leave knowing what it takes to spend your days feeling on purpose. Wouldn't that be good? Can you feel the difference between the energy of the two statements, trying to find a purpose versus spending each day feeling on purpose, or at least most days? For most people, trying to find their purpose equals frustration. Most people have an idea of what kind of work or business is meaningful to them, or the kinds of things they are passionate about. If what you are doing isn't benefiting anyone, then you likely won't feel very fulfilled. The vehicle, or the way you do what you do, is also very important to feeling on purpose. For example, if you have the gift of teaching, the various vehicles you can choose is to teach in a school, workshops, in offices training new staff, as a nurse teaching home care, volunteering with kids, teaching your family. You get the idea. The part that most people don't know is what their sacred gifts are. So what are sacred gifts? Sacred gifts are unexplained abilities that we have from birth to death that allow us to do certain things extraordinarily well. The program is based on 24 gifts. Why 24? Because that's how many are referred to in the Bible, and that is the resource where these comes from. not from a religious standpoint, but from a historical standpoint. They are abilities or ways of being that you were born with that allow you to do certain things really well, perhaps even extraordinarily well. You have more than one, and you don't have them all. So you're born with these gifts, but they are not part of your DNA. And we know that because if it was a DNA thing, then identical twins would have the exact same gifts, and they don't. They aren't formed in childhood like a personality because very young children can exhibit highly developed gifts, and YouTube is full of video clips showing evidence of this. So they're not in your DNA, and you're born with them. Do you want to know how they got there in you? There are many thoughts. Some people believe your soul picked them before you were born in order to meet a particular objective in this life. Others believe they are just part of your fate or destiny. Some believe that only some people have them while others don't. There are Hindu teachings where spiritual gifts are related to what they call your dharma. Christianity teaches that they are placed in you by God or the Holy Spirit, and you may have heard the expression, "He has a God-given gift." Catholics refer to them as gifts of the Holy Spirit. In Native Indian teachings, the Lakota, for example, refer to their medicine men, teachers, and healers as having the gift from the Great Spirit. Some believe they are endowed by the universe. In Peru, the indigenous people, descendants from the Incas, believe that life and all gifts come from Pachamama, Mother Earth. So you can pick one of these or make one up of your own. The fact is, no one really knows, though many have very strong opinions on it. Where they come from and how they get in you is a big mystery. It just is. My job in the program is to show you evidence of the ones that are in you, regardless of where you believe they have come from. What you believe is up to you. What's important to me is that you align yourself with them so that in your life and work you can have the experience of living a life that feels on purpose. Most people are not feeling on purpose or don't know what their purpose is. Because most people have no idea what all their gifts are and aren't. It's a piece of your foundation that once you have, you can build and build on. Everything you do makes more sense when you know your gifts. Going through life not knowing your gifts is like trying to build a house and having no idea what tools you have in your toolbox, or knowing the names of the tools but no idea how to use them. It's frustrating. Now I would like to take a few moments to tell you about the Discover Your Sacred Gifts digital online program. After going through the program myself, I spent 14 weeks of intense training and practice to become a certified guide. What I'm offering to you is a 3-week guided program facilitated by me. And here's how it works. You'll receive the complete online digital program recorded by the creator of the program, Minik. The program is broken down into 3 sections. The first section is focused on looking for clues as to what your gifts might be. You'll be listening to some audios, doing a few worksheets, and you'll be doing the Sacred Gift Assessment inventory on all 24 gifts. Then we will have a call together, or a group call if that's the route you go, and discuss what you've learned. Then you'll go on to the second portion of the program where you'll be hearing a detailed description of all 24 gifts to help you get clear on which ones you feel you have, which ones you don't have, and we'll also identify the ones that you're not clear about. Then we'll do another call together. Then you'll go on to part 3, which is what do I do now with this information and how do I make it make sense in my life? Again, there will be some audios and a few worksheets. Then we'll have our final call together. If you choose to work one-on-one with me, you can register online. I will contact you directly to book our appointments. From start to finish, it will take anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks to complete. If you choose to go the route of the group calls, you can find our next group call online here. www.lasyahealing.com/calendar. Group programs are completed within 4 weeks. We will be meeting on Google, Hangout, or Zoom, or Skype. Not to worry. I will send information on how to get set up ahead of time so that you are ready to go. The cost of the digital online program with live calls one-on-one is $497 plus GST Canadian funds. Or we are also offering a group program where we will go through this together, and the cost to participate in the group process is $297 plus GST Canadian funds. So here are some testimonials. Until I took the Sacred Gifts program with Tracy, I beat myself up for years about how I had a bad habit of not finishing things. I'd often start things and have big ideas, but would falter and lose focus after some time, and I couldn't figure out why I was like this. As a business owner and boss, my inability to follow through on tasks also frustrated my staff because they didn't understand it either, since they're so good at finishing things. After taking the Sacred Gifts program for myself with Tracy, I was blown away with the things I learned about myself and why I am how I am. It gave me an entirely new perspective on my own capabilities and strengths, and allowed me to let go of any judgments or shame I felt about not being a finisher. It was also a game changer for my business and my team, as I saw the areas that I needed to use my gifts in very clearly. I was so impressed that I brought Tracy in to do the Sacred Gift programs with my entire team and all new hires going forward. It helped my team to see my strengths and understand my role and behaviors better, and me to understand why certain staff excelled in certain tasks and not in others, and to see who should be in what roles moving forward. I am so thankful for this coming into my life and my business, and highly recommend it to anyone looking to understand themselves more, to learn what's going on to help you excel and feel fulfilled. Jessica. I thoroughly enjoyed the Sacred Gifts process. It confirmed that I was on the right path after pinpointing what my gifts are, and it gave me freedom to not worry about trying to do things that aren't my specific gifts. Tracy knew exactly how to guide our conversations during the meetings so that I would stay on course. Since then, I feel my radar is more pinpointed and I'm confident in the direction I am going. Susan. So thank you so much for watching. The links for registration and more information is on the program or down below, and I look forward to assisting you in discovering your sacred gifts. Thank you.